Hello everyone, I'll be starting in a moment today's Photoshop challenge, which is all about creating cool portraits. So it's going to be a lot of fun, kind of bookending what I started with at the beginning of this week. So I'll be back in 1 second. And hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever this day may find you. I'm so happy you're here. Hello there to everyone. So again, this is, as you can see below, Fabstract portraits or abstract portraits. Bookmarks, what I started at the beginning of the week with, which was all about sort of cleaning up and making the perfect, profile image. Now we're just going to have some fun with it. So that's the plan. Hello again. Hopefully you're not too sick of me. Thank you, Michelle, for saying hello. Fury. Bobby Orlando's in the house. Long time no see. That's right. Sam Peterson's in the house as well, and Frank. So this will be good. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We'll have some fun, and I'm glad you're here. So dive in. It almost looks like the same model that Terry White was just using in his previous live stream, which is kind of wild. So let's just say we planned on that happening. But this is the file. You can obviously get it in the description. Go to behance.net/live. Or on YouTube, it should be in the description. So right down there, just go ahead and download this file. Grab any file you want. Heck, use a picture of yourself. So that is the goal, right? The process is going to be the same. So first thing we want to do here is I can jump this layer, Command J. That makes a copy. Also, just a little pro tip, you can go into the panel options, because if you don't I do not like that it says copy all the time. Right down here, don't add copy to all the copies, right, that you make. So click OK. Now Command J, it just calls it layer 1, right? So cleans it up for me. And let's dive into this. Let's dive into the very first thing you can do to make something Fabstract or fabulous and abstract is the goal. So we're going to go through so many, which I'm going to have so many layers here. And we're going to start by making this a smart object. And then we'll go and filter neural filters. So again, this is the newest thing that we can do. Jump in here, neural filters. Yeah, we get it. We can do some skin smoothing. We can do smart portrait, adjust the facial age, happiness, different things like that, right? So that works great. We want to make something fabulous. So we can get into, say, style transfer. Right over here, style transfer. Pick any one of these, try them. This is The Scream by Edward Munch. Let's take a look by applying that painting to this photo. And we'll give it a second. It'll process it. This is a little Adobe Sensei. So that's what it looks like. A little smudgy down the center. Well, guess what? We can increase the strength. Watch what happens. Again, it matches the color, the brush strokes, all that fun stuff. It has to process it each time. Let's add. It looks like the detail's already up to 100. So yeah, play with that. You can try all these different ones. There's also custom, where you can go in and, select a picture that you have already in this particular file. But again, we'll just try some of those. We'll try this other one over here, see what happens. Wait for it. It gets a little funky. Right, so this is sort of like painting number 1, okay, which is using neural filters. So I'll mark this down as neural filters. We'll wait for this. So there we go. That is fabulous. It's abstract. Hey, why not? Output it as a smart filter. We'll click OK. All right, and right in here, this is our neural filter. Okay, so there's our neural filter. Let's do one better, because you're like, oh, I would like to make this look like an actual painting. Does that sound good to you? Masayu, hopefully that works. Ted, does that work for you as well? Make this a smart object. We're going to go into filter. We're going to go down to Wait for it. Because this was, oh shoot. Sorry, don't make it a smart object. That's one thing you don't need to do for this one, but you want to go down in this, ooh. Oh, I have a video card issue. That's what it is, everyone. I'm so sorry. Nonetheless, just try this. Go down to stylize. And maybe if I restarted Photoshop, it'll be okay, but this will use your video card. I think my video card's not, I had an error the other day. But try oil paint, because that is really fun, right? So that's going to make this look like an oil painting. It's pretty darn awesome, right? But what you could also do is use, and I know Sasha Vinogradova talked about this yesterday, but you could use the smudge tool. So you could use the smudge tool, all right, to go in here, select the brush that you want. Mine, I don't know what this one is, the Kyle's Concept Brush All-Purpose Blend, right? And what happens is we're smudging parts of this image. So that's another thing we can try if we want to just kind of have some fun with this image to make it look painterly. In fact, I'm going to just change this to soft round, okay? Soft round will crank the strength up to 100. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pushing all those pixels around. And this starts to give it like a painterly look that enabled Sasha to make her lovely book cover that you might have saw yesterday. So again, we kind of push that around, make this look like a painting. And hopefully you guys maybe have seen this before. And if not, hey, that's why you're here. This is awesome. So we could just kind of jump in. And we still want to paint this by hand, by the way. Right? Do each little part. Because the oil, even the oil paint filter kind of, I mean, it does a good job. But I would typically do a combination of the oil paint filter and the smudge tool. So again, all I'm doing is kind of jumping in here, smudging these out, cranking up the strength maybe for the lashes. Oh, that's a little much. Right, there we go. Just smudging it around. You get the idea. It's a little, gets a little fakey, but that's okay. Cool, cool, cool. You guys get the idea. Doing my thing. Trying to make this look unique in a way, and you get the idea. Okay, little funny. Wow, look at that. Even that nose. Wow, we kind of messed that up, huh? Couldn't we all agree we kind of messed up the nose a little bit? It's just too much. So disregard that one. Hey, you know what? They all can't be winners. Look at how much I mess with that. All right, so we're going to try another techniques. Watercolors, that would be good. You know what would be great to do here is bring this into Fresco. Import the image in Fresco. You can make the photo layer like a watercolor type layer where you could smudge things around. So anyways, but let's get into some other advanced techniques. So I'm going to jump this. I'm going to turn this into a smart object. We're going to go up to filter. We're going to go this time into not neural filters. Sorry. Filter gallery. Okay. So filter gallery, I already have my favorite ones selected. You'll have a lot over here. Like you will struggle to use most of these in my opinion, right? So yeah, you have rough pastels. I encourage you to go down to a couple of them, like this halftone pattern. This is more along the lines of what I want. Give me this sort of dot matrix, right? Where we can control the size of these dots, and we could even change it from dots to lines, for instance. So this gets to be really powerful and makes it look, I don't know, I think pretty darn cool. That is the circle. We'll switch it back to dots. We'll maybe even make it a little bit larger. We'll click OK. And there it is. Right? And we could blend this with like the original image if we want to. Take this. We'll go down to multiply. Right? So now we're still keeping that color in the light areas, but it keeps the dots for the dark areas. So this is more along the lines of just what's something that's cool and abstract, right? Again, pretty neat. That is one we'll group together, and we'll call this filter effects. We'll call this one smudge tool, which that one is also supposed to be the oil paint. There we go. And now let's take this one and let's take this to the next level as well. Okay, you guys ready for this? I'm going through so many. I want to do as many as possible, by the way. Let me show you another dot pattern that you could do. All right. That's similar to that dot pattern we saw a second ago. This time we're going to go to pixelate. We'll go to color halftone. It's like, okay, go into color halftone. Give me the circle size and then the different channel sizes. We'll up this to like 20. And this is honestly something you're going to have to play with. We'll click OK. Right. Again, you get the darks, you get the lights, but you get the color as well. So I made these extremely large. So let's do that again one more time. Filter, pixelate, color halftone. Take this down to 10. There we go. And you can see what you get there is you get your CMYK, all your CMY, your different channels, revealing that image. So this is very much like a newspaper look. Okay, so this is color halftone. Let's take this one more time. Let's duplicate it. You ready for this now? Okay, so what if you want to like isolate each part of this photo? So I'm going to do just more of an abstract one. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to remove the background. So selecting that layer, select remove background. And from there, we'll put a different background back there. So this is going to be more of our flat one with like some different gradients on top, right? So again, here's the background. Cool, cool. Ooh, that peach looked nice. Goes well with her shirt. Okay. But even from here, we could start selecting different parts of her, because I could even take this original image. Let's trash that. And with this original image, I can go through and start to isolate each one of these pieces. So we go to the Object Selection tool, set to lasso, jump in, select roughly her shirt. There it is. And this layer, we'll add a layer mask to it, and now we have this shirt isolated. So for the shirt, now we can give it a gradient overlay as well. So give that a fun gradient overlay. So again, this is our graphic version. That one's flat. You know, we still have these other parts. We might want to isolate her hair. So let's do that now. The same process with this object selection tool. Going through, selecting her hair. Might select her head as well, but that's okay. There that is. Fill that with black. There we go. Wait for it. Now let's capture her head, her face, and her neck. And then we'll grab that part of her shirt in a separate layer as well. And there we go. We got that one. Face isolated. Last one I want to do is this little piece right here. That shirt. There we go. Done. So let's build it. shirt, head, hair, shirt. So fantastic. Hair, face, shirt number 2. Cool. We got it going on. Now from there, let's throw some more gradients in here. Color overlay. Oh, excuse me, not color overlay. Gradient overlay. Choose a different gradient. And then go from there and start to even play with the different blend modes that you get as well. See? Cool. Don't worry, it's going to start looking really good here in a second. Gradient overlay over this one. There we go. And now we can start tweaking the colors, because the hair, maybe the face could be blended together a little better. And in fact, let's try some of these other color modes. Wait for it. Just going through these. And let's change this one. That might be a little better. All right. Oh, that's kind of fun. Let's go with that. Sure, why not? This is our colorful, more graphic version by isolating areas and obviously changing the color and having some fun with it. Keep in mind, if you want to change how the gradient interacts with, say, the shirt, you're going to have to do that in layer styles. Maybe like that. I don't know. Sure, why not? Okay, cool. Group. We'll just call this gradients. Okay, I'm going to do one more. Are you ready for this? I like this. Okay, so what I just did is I manually isolated each one of these parts of this photo, right? I manually had to select everything. But we're going to do that again by using right up here, filter gallery. So we want to actually kind of break out all the tones of it. First off, look at this. We'll go into adjustments, image adjustments. You'll go to posterize. This does not work out the way I want it to. It doesn't posterize it enough. And look at all this detail. So this is what you get when you go to the posterize, right? Not bad, okay? But not what I want. I want to go into filter gallery, because right up here at the top, cutout. So cutout actually gives you just like more blocky shapes, right? It just does a better job for this particular photo. You could determine the number of levels, but what I want to do is I could say, hey, make this 4 colors, and then I can go through and select those colors and start filling them with other things, which is going to be really fun. So that's kind of where I'm at with this, but let's cancel this first. Go back in here, go to properties. Let's remove the background. Throw a gradient back there. I'll even take this and I'll take out all the colors. Watch. Let's take out all the colors. Let's make it black and white. There we go. Now we'll go back into filter gallery, cut out. And aside from this crazy shirt, the shirt would kind of have some issues, but otherwise we have like a pretty good, oh yeah, no, this looks fantastic. 4 is kind of what I want. So I'll click OK. There it is. We posterized it. So now I can go through and I can start to use selections, using this basically for selections. So magic wand tool, make sure contiguous is turned off, but clicking there, I can isolate all of these grays and put that on a separate layer. Threshold. Oh, threshold. I don't use threshold very much at all. But let's see what we get here. Threshold. Let's turn this off, turn this on. So there it is. Here's the photo. Adding threshold to it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not even 100% sure what threshold even does, but that would be great to cover sometime. Right. I don't want all these levels, and I don't want all that detail, by the way. Nonetheless, we'll go back to this one. Here we are. We'll select this gray. We have that. We can take this original, maybe this original photo. So we use this basically to select. So we'll take that one, select it. And just to give you an idea of what we captured this. Guess what? We can throw an overlay over the top of it. Or like a color overlay. So that's what we've isolated. Okay. Going through here, we'll select this medium tone. And use that as our mask. So here's our next one. Right there. We'll just throw a color overlay over it. That's set to a different color. And we'll do this one. I'm trying to do so much today, but I want to fill this with different patterns is my goal. There we are. Option drag just to duplicate that layer. Make it a little lighter. Checking the time and chat. Yeah, very kind of like a Jimi Hendrix look. Yeah, sure. Here's the darkest color. So now notice how I just have like so much more control in here. So I can say, hey, you know what? Maybe I do want to change this to say like more of a purple right in there. You get the idea. But check this out. We could have some fun with this now. You ready? Let's do this really fast. We're going to just fill this layer with a color, and we'll go back into filters. Remember, we used filter gallery to add all the dots, right? We could use that same method under sketch, halftone pattern, right? We can make sort of this layer and apply it to any one of those other layers. So yeah, this is kind of what I want to use, something like this. Maybe this is a little much. Actually, you know what? Let's mix it up. Let's do lines. We'll click OK. Here's all of our lines. Take these lines and, you know, apply it to this background down here. Rather than doing a color overlay, let's clip it and turn that off. There we go. Now we have these lines inside that I can play with. All right, turn on this next one. Duplicate this layer. Put it up here. Like so. Turn that off and watch what's watch. I'm just kind of doing just like a fun look. Replacing, rather than doing solid colors, we would change it to the density of just like shapes. So we would take this, and maybe this is, you know, maybe this one's more dense. So we'll shrink this down. See what I'm doing here? It's getting trippy, I know. It kind of makes it hard on the eyes. But again, we're just having fun today. Let's merge these layers. There we have that. We could still bring this together with the layer beneath it too. So she's still in there, right? And then I can just try some different modes right in here as well. But that's what I do. I'd try different levels of lines and dots and just have fun with it, right? Have fun making different patterns using your filter gallery and filling it in different spots. Rather than doing lines, we're going to do dots. And again, we could even make them larger. Click OK. And apply that wherever we want. Cool. You guys get the idea. I'm down to my last minute or so, but that's what I'm going for. You know, just having some fun there. A lot more needs to happen with this one, but I tried to create as many as I could, and then I was going to blend them all together, but I kind of don't have time, right? It's like, hey, let's blend this with the original by making that a layer mask, just like so. And then stack them one on top of the next. So there's a lot you can do. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for hanging out with me all week. Really appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.